Plastic pollution has a negative impact on the environment, including on marine ecosystems.
There's a lot of evidence as well as science that that shows that our animals eat plastic, and as a result it messes up their system, their digestive system, and they actually starve and die, some of them.
Of particular concern is single-use plastic products. Now these include items such as straws, balloons and stirrers.
So single-use plastics is what, when you, just as an example, when you go to your supermarket, they give you a carry bag. The products that you buy, like if you buy bread, it comes in a plastic and it's only used once and you throw it away.
Now, in order to deal with the problem of plastic pollution, the Department of Environmental Affairs is considering a ban on single-use plastic products. They are currently engaging with various stakeholders, including retail bodies, in order to see how they can phase out these products or implement a ban. At the same time, environmental organization Greenpeace Africa is calling on South African political parties to include a ban in their political manifestos ahead of the May 2019 elections.
So at the end of the day, unfortunately, all of that plastic does not get recycled because it gets thrown into landfill sites. It gets thrown due to carelessness sometimes of people. It gets thrown down the streets.
However, not everybody agrees. Industry body Plastics SA says that a ban is a simple solution to a complex problem.
Let's start with the industry. That will have a negative impact on the industry in South Africa. We have roughly 1,800 companies. We employ more than 100,000 people in both formal and informal jobs.
Now, there are examples of good alternatives, and I'm talking about biodegradable alternatives. Straws that are not made from plastic, as an example. Straws can be made from paper, and paper is much biodegradable than plastic.
If you take the plastic straw, for example, we replace it with paper straws. We cannot produce it locally. We do not have the raw material to produce it or the equipment, so we're importing it from China and other countries. So
Plastics SA says that the environmental costs of alternatives outweigh the potential benefits.
If you just consider the environment and the carbon footprint, the greenhouse gas emissions from producing it somewhere else and then transport it to South Africa, that also from an economically perspective doesn't make sense.
In South Africa, it's a very difficult environment to actually introduce something like bamboo straws, like stainless steel straws, because it's quite expensive.
Waste is only waste if it ends up in the environment. When you use a product and you can bring it back in the circular economy, that remains a valuable input. A valuable product that can be reused somewhere else.
Globally, just around 9% of plastic actually gets recycled globally, and you can factor that into South Africa as well. We're not doing as much as we should.
Yeah, I think it's a very simple response, or simplistic response to a very complex problem. We seem to deal with the symptoms and not really with the core root problem, which is waste management and the way that we perceive plastics.
Yes, we are calling for an outright ban, but the ban that we are talking about will give us less to recycle, and therefore we don't have the problem, because currently we're just not recycling enough.
The fact is that plastics, if it is disposed of correctly, is one of the most environmentally friendly products that is around.
So if we have a ban, then it means that single-use plastics will not be a problem, because then we will have better alternatives that are safe for the environment.
Maybe we should start the war on waste, plastic pollution on the waste side and not on the material itself.
We're saying to people that, listen, single-use plastics are a danger to the environment. They may be a convenience for you, but they're actually an inconvenience to the environment.